It's 9 a.m. From Fox 35. This is Good Day Orlando.
And we're back. It's the 9 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando on this cloudy, a little bit dreary Monday morning. Just a little bit. That's okay. We're going to make the best of it. I'm Amy Kaufeld.
And I'm John Brown. Here's a look at some of the things coming up on the 9 o'clock show today. Are you the second favorite parent? It's not easy for the mom or dad who isn't number one. Coming up, an expert explains why you shouldn't take it personally and how you can still be a great parent, even when you may not always be the favorite.
Do you worry about that?
No.
Really?
I'm the only guy in my household. I know I take second fiddle most of the time.
You have a one male dog, don't you?
Yeah.
Also, have you ever walked into a gym and picked an instructor or a personal trainer based on what their body looks like? A fitness expert explains if that's a good strategy when it comes to getting in shape.
And all natural and organic products for your skin. We're going to meet the local woman behind Wildflower Beauty. That's straight ahead. And David Martin, I know it's 3 or 4 weeks before the kids go back to school, but you're helping out today.
We are, because we have parked our live truck outside the Goodwill Industries of Central Florida headquarters for back-to-school shopping, clothing shopping. As a matter of fact, we're going to take this $50 bill and stretch it to a good $300 only on the 9 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando!
You know, it's so different from when we went to school. Like, kids want used stuff now.
Yeah,
we were shopping the other day,
cool.
and
It's
I don't want new jeans. I want ones that are
right.
Really?
They look worn out. Or you just buy a new pair that looks worn out, because there's a lot of effort that goes into that.
I'm not complaining, Jamie. It's cheaper when it's used.
Oh, yeah, man. Save it where we can, right?
Vintage, right?
Yeah, right. Vintage. Morning, guys. Good to see you all. Let's take a look at what's doing again. Your temperatures rising up and up. I've got an 81 now at Tampa, 80 Sanford, 80 down at Melbourne. Last check, Palm Bay, just to the south over I-95, showing those upper 70s. So, again, everyone pretty much an equal playing field. What we're finding now, though, is an increase in rain developing, slowly beginning to creep northbound. Got it here, a little lone bird isolated cell over Osceola County. You can see it there over the center of the county, still moving off to the north. Stuff out here is interesting. We've got an area low pressure. There's a distinct spin out there, and we've got, again, rain starting to pop up around Tampa. So that's the general just the forecast, increasing rain chances. The sky cover today is interesting. We'll turn mostly cloudy at most times. Rain chance rising between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. into that range of about 60%. The coming days bringing likewise rinse and repeat type of forecast here. Highs around 90 and overnights through the 70s. Chance of rain by tomorrow at about 50%. Over to you.
All right, 9:03 here on Good Day, and it is, we're staying on top of breaking news. That's where we'll go right now. It's at the University of Florida.
Shots fired outside of a dormitory on campus, and Ryan is joining us right now with more on what happened there. Good morning, Ryan.
Yeah, Amy and Chad, good morning. We're starting to learn more about this now. Police telling us that 2 people were taken into custody over the incident. This started after a night at a bar. Now, take a look at the map here. It's from the dorm showing you where this happened at. For those of you familiar with the area, it's north of the football stadium, so not far from Ben Hill Griffin Stadium there. Police say 2 guys got into a fight outside of Murphy Hall there. At one point, one of the guys pulled a gun out of his girlfriend's purse. He fired 1 shot and then ran off. Now, police arrested him just a few minutes later. He is now facing several charges. His girlfriend also taken into custody for having a gun on campus and also for tampering with evidence there. Now, luckily, no one was hurt through all of this, despite the weapon. A university spokesperson telling us the 2 people arrested are not connected to the university in any way. We will continue to stay on top of the story and, of course, bring you the new details as they come in. But we're able to start now connecting some of the dots that we had from this morning. Amy, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Also developing this morning, the Coast Guard is continuing to search for 2 teenage boys from Jupiter after their boat was found capsized more than 60 miles off the coast of Ponce Inlet, right off the coast of Volusia County there. And that's where Fox 35's Jackie Orozco has been joining us live this morning. And she has been on the phone with the Coast Guard all morning long. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, Amy. Yeah, and the U.S. Coast Guard tells me now they're focusing in the area off of Jacksonville looking for these teens, and they've been working around the clock. Austin Stefanos and Perry Cohen have been friends since they were kids. Their parents say the 2 14-year-olds are avid fishermen, but the 2 Jupiter teens haven't been seen since Friday when they filled up their 19-foot boat and were headed on a fishing trip.
They said they were going fishing. Austin has been fishing forever. Perry and him go fishing all the time.
Sunday morning, Coast Guards found their boat more than 60 miles off the coast of Ponce Inlet, but no sign of the teens. Now the clock is ticking to find them.
The boat was found completely capsized, and since then we've used that boat as kind of the launching point for this new search area, which at last count was approximately 33,500 square land miles. roughly the size of Maine.
NFL Hall of Famer Joe Namath is joining the search and offering a $100,000 reward. He's neighbors with one of the missing teens, Perry Cohen.
I'm not doing anything that millions of people don't do every day. It's love, compassion, respect for one another.
This morning, the U.S. Coast Guard says they're expanding their search efforts by water and by air. And the U.S. Coast Guard has also contacted local law enforcement departments trying to help with this search and rescue effort. And of course, we'll stay on top of this developing story. For now, reporting live here in Volusia County, Jackie Orozco, Fox 35 News.
Jackie, thank you. Also new from overnight, deputies are searching for the man who carjacked someone in Orange County before leading them on a chase.
That story tops the morning rush on this Monday. Deputies say the man carjacked a white Mercury Grand Marquis on Woodridge Park Drive near Colonial. They found the car in Pine Hills, where the suspect then took off on foot. Deputies say they didn't even let loose the canines to try and track him down, but they were not able to catch him.
An Osceola County man convicted of murder is going to be in court today for a status hearing. Investigators say David Damas and 3 others went on a violent 2-week shooting spree that left 2 people dead back in 2013. Damas is still waiting to be sentenced for that crime.
And search crews are heading back out in Jacksonville looking for a missing 1-year-old boy. Lonzie Barton was last seen Thursday night. More than 150 officers and detectives spent yesterday combing through the south side of Jacksonville, looking in wooded areas and even bodies of water. Authorities have charged 32-year-old William Ebron with child neglect in the boy's disappearance. He is the boyfriend of Lonzie's mother. They say Ebron lied to them when he said his car was stolen with Lonzie in the back seat. Detectives now believe that never happened. Also sad news this morning, Christina Brown, the daughter of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, has died.
She was just 22, and Luann is joining us right now with more on this tragic story. Good morning, Luann.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Many celebrities are sharing their condolences on social media with the hashtag #BobbyChristina. This tweet here is from Oprah Winfrey. She says, "Peace at last." The next one is from rapper Lil' Kim. She says, "My heart breaks for the Houston and Brown families. Rest easy by your mother's side." Now, Brown had been on life support since January when she was found submerged in a bathtub at her home near Atlanta. Her death is similar to her mother's. You may remember back in 2012, Whitney Houston was also found unresponsive in a bathtub at a hotel in California. Well, Brown's death could lead to criminal charges against her boyfriend, Nick Gordon. But some more tweets we're seeing this morning. Some are from the stars showing their sympathy. Wendy Williams says, "Devastating. May you rest in peace, #BobbyChristina." The next one comes from Dr. Phil. He tweeted, "Deeply saddened by the news of #BobbyChristina's passing, sending thoughts and prayers from all of us at Dr. Phil." And we have one more this morning. This one is from Boy George. It says, "Christina Brown is gone, finally at peace. Rest in peace. Too sad." John, Amy, a very sad story this morning, but we want to send it back to you now.
All right. Well, coming up on Good Day Orlando, are you looking for the best results from your workout? Find out if you should choose your fitness plan based on the instructor's body.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Right? Does it work for them?
Can you imagine? What do you do? Like line them up and say, I like your body type.
It's like speed dating for personal trainers.
It's kind of strange. Plus, numbers showing Americans are cutting back on back-to-school shopping this year. They're just not spending as much. David Martin is going to check out some great bargains for all of your back-to-school needs. Hi, David.
Amy, we spend a lot of money on our kids. We love them, right? You get them what they want. But if you want to put some money back in your pocket for back-to-school shopping, you can. You got to come on down here to the back-to-school shopping headquarters, Goodwill Industries of Central Florida. Now, in the 8 o'clock hour, we saved Kayla a ton of money as she's going into middle school. High five for you. Leanne, her mom, did. In this hour, we're going to go younger with little brother Charlie and little sister Ashley on the 9 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando. We're back here in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
9:12 here on Good Day Orlando. Got a live look in our studios this morning. That is the creeper cam, we affectionately call it. That way the man can keep an eye on us. But who's the man? We don't know who the man is. That's the thing. Because we don't really know who that is, but the man. Mystery guy. Is keeping an eye on us. All right, hey, you've heard the saying, you can't judge a book by the cover, but does that also apply when choosing your workout based on how your instructor looks? A lot of people apparently guilty of this, but that may not be the best fitness strategy. Fitness expert Nick Parker joins us now to talk more about it. Nick, good to see you. We appreciate you being here today.
Yeah,
but it's funny and I can imagine the scenario. If you're a woman wanting to get in shape, maybe running, other things, and you come in and you see the guy muscle bound, you might think that's not the guy for me. Is that good advice or no?
Yeah, that happens a lot. You know, a lot of people will choose what class they take or what program they're going to be involved with based on how they look. Oh, they're way too muscular. I'm scared. I'm going to shun that guy. Or she's too muscular. Or she's not toned enough. You know, so, and they're basing their knowledge and their education based on their look. So you'll see this a lot throughout like gym classes, you know, small studios that have classes, things like that. You'll see it a ton.
I can see it though. If you say they're not in shape enough because somebody's perception might be their workout doesn't even work for them.
Right.
How's it going to work for me? But we all have different body types. It just may not be their body type that you're looking for.
Exactly. You know, you have to understand there's 3 different main Sonoma types, body types. You have endomorphs, ectomorphs, and mesomorphs. You know, the ectomorph's the skinny ruler type person. The mesomorph's perfectly symmetric and barely has to work out to look good. And the endomorph can't get weight off. They're always a little heavier. They're real muscular easily, but they have a hard time getting weight off. So what happens is you walk into this class and you look at your instructor and you base everything on what they're doing based on how they look. Well, you don't know their history, where they've come from, or their past, or how easy.
They might be doing great. They may have lost 200 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. They may be incredibly successful. Even more so, more knowledgeable than you would think.
Well, it brings up a great question. What is the right way to find a personal trainer if you don't really know much? I guess you could read some reviews online, but are there better ways to find out who's actually good?
Yeah, there is. If you're looking for a specific trainer or a specific type of class, first thing you have to understand and know your body, what injuries or restrictions you have, what type of workout. Do you want something lower impact, lower intensity? Do you want higher impact, higher intensity? What's your main fitness goal? Are you looking to lose weight, gain weight? Are you trying to get more muscularly toned? There's so many different options out there. So first, sit down and actually write a list out of what you want to accomplish based on your body type and what your restrictions are, and then you can start researching from there.
And very quickly, people can also be intimidated by a class. If everybody in that class is in great shape, you might think, I'm not there yet.
Right,
what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know, a lot of classes will offer levels of fitness. So you can come in and start at your level of fitness, and you're not going to get left behind. If you're in a group setting where it's like a gym setting, you're going to want to stay in the back so that way you can kind of catch up and not feel intimidated. But there's a lot of different options out there, so don't be intimidated to get involved.
I don't know why I just thought of this. Do you remember those old slide workouts where you got in your socks and you slid back and forth across the mat?
Yeah,
it's like
I did that in my kitchen this morning.
Man, you think about all the workouts that have come and gone. There are some crazy ones out there.
A lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, all right, Nick. What's your website in case people want to check you out?
NickParkersBootCamp.com.
Wow, I don't know why that popped. Why does that stuff stick in my mind?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The important stuff
You can't forget something like that.
Nick, good to see you. Remember that, Jamie? It was like mimicking rollerblading in your socks in the gym.
I don't. I'd love to see, though. You got video of that?
Well, we can
specifically
find one.
You doing
we'll
it, right?
Find one.
Okay. Here we go. Temperatures up and up now, near 80 degrees in most central and north central Florida locations. It is humid. It is downright balmy and sticky out there. Real tropical feel to the local air mass. Rain chance rising between 10 a.m. and the noon hour, about 60%. And folks, I think we're on our way as weather radar now is tracking a couple clusters of showers, some developing storms across Osceola County. This stuff's lifting northbound up toward Kissimmee and St. Cloud. So the theme parks may trend a bit more active soon. Also out toward the villages just east of that area, north of the area lakes outside of Eustis and Leesburg. We continue with some rain showers now developing over far northwestern and northern portions of Lake County. This speaks for itself down in Tampa. Very active sea now. It is pouring out of Tampa and will continue to do so through the course of the day. You saw on the radar there's a little bit of a circulation here. It's kind of a mid-level feature, an area lower pressure. It's all tied to this trough, this kind of the feature here snaking through the midsection of the state. You can see it kind of wrapping in right here. Concerned about tropical development? Not yet anyway. National Hurricane Center is still watching that, and we're watching it as well. Don't see anything that has certainly any writing on the wall, so to speak. But again, it's hurricane season, so you got to watch these things as they kind of dangle over warmer waters here. But you can see the increase in moisture working in from south to north, and that's going to be how it goes today. Distinct periods of rainfall, and then we might find a few lulls in the area. Otherwise, it's kind of a wet pattern we're in now. That low can't get out of here until the high east of us begins to drop south. And it should, but you can see kind of a triple point of high pressure kind of containing that low. Once the eastern high moves out of the way, then the low will begin to make progress on out to the east, and we'll see that rain chance come down just a little bit through about mid and late week, but still in that range of about 50%. Across the nation today, you can see your temperatures looking okay. If you've got some travel plans, not too bad. Rather summery across the connected states at this time. That makes sense now. So again, 90s for highs, 70s into the overnight. Rain chance up and up still through the course of the midweek peak there on Wednesday at around 50%. High that day around 91. Guys, over to you.
All right, thanks, Jamie. On the Health Watch now, heartburn can seem like a small inconvenience, but it can actually lead to much bigger problems. So a local radio host is going above and beyond to try to help people who suffer from this.
Russ Rollins from Monsters in the Morning is literally giving us a look inside the problem. Tom Johnson has details.
Ryan, you're on with the Monsters. Hey, Lola, you're on with the Monsters. Lurch from the TV show The Addams Family played basketball for what Florida basketball team?
No morning is truly normal with Russ Rollins.
That's correct, sir. You got it.
And radio's Monsters in the Morning.
How you doing, Dallas?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Wonderful. Thank you for coming in today.
This day, they're chatting with the greatest female wakeboarder ever, Orlando's Dallas Friday.
When they took me out for the first time, I absolutely fell in love with it and haven't turned back since.
But there is something else going on here this day, and it's something that could actually help save lives.
Come back. You're listening to the Monster in the Morning. All right, great.
Let's start with the backstory. Russ Rollins is a longtime heartburn sufferer.
For 5 years, I was taking heartburn medication, and I would take it every single day.
For pain that was nearly always there.
Real uncomfortable up in your throat, you know, you can feel there's something burning up there, like a burning.
He came off the medicine recently, worrying that too much of it could cause other issues. Now, this morning,
Russ was suffering from heartburn.
Dr. Butch Rosser is making a house call.
People underestimate heartburn. They don't realize that a little heartburn can be the initial manifestation of a big problem.
That big problem is cancer.
We're getting ready to go in his nostrils.
So Rollins is undergoing what's called a scout scope procedure.
Robin Pitcher.
Oh, that's so weird. Live on the air to see if he has any undiagnosed problems. A small tube with a camera on it.
We're going to the promised land. Here we go.
Through his nose, down his throat. It takes less than 2 minutes to find something.
Oh, look at this. Look at those white dots. He has a fungal infection from the chronic heartburn.
Another minute or so.
Okay, now swallow, Russ. Big swallow, baby.
Rosser finds the root of Rollins' problems.
He has a hiatal hernia, a little weakness there, about 1 centimeter. So, Russ, that's probably why you had problems with the heartburn in the beginning.
Just a little more, and Dr. Butch finds what he's looking for.
Look at that. Look at that. That's some of the esophagitis. So Russ is classic that he has a problem and didn't know about it. So he needs treatment to heal that.
No visible sign of cancer, but worth another more complete procedure to make sure.
Now glad that I did, because there is damage that needs to be treated that I had no idea about.
We're coming out. We're coming out. We're coming out. And he did a great job. Russ, let it go, Russ!
It's all over less than 5 minutes after it started, and Rollins and Rosser prove their ultimate point to people about this procedure.
We want them to feel comfortable in coming and allowing us to use this technology to help them.
It wasn't that bad.
But it could be that important.
This allows us to help you live a long and prosperous life.
A goal definitely worth.
You can see
what is that?
What is that?
That looks like an alien wall.
That's the candy bar I had this morning.
Swallowing up a little airtime. Tom Johnson, Fox 35 News.
Now, the scout scope procedure is covered by most insurance plans. As you saw, it's pretty simple, mostly done in the doctor's office. If you want to learn more, we have links on our website, myfoxorlando.com. All right, get more bang for your buck.
David Martin is back to school shopping this morning. He's showing us how far you can stretch that dollar. Hey, David.
Yeah, we're live at the Goodwill Industries of Central Florida. Goodwill, who'd have thunk it? Oh yeah, you can save a ton of dough at Goodwill. And besides saving a ton of money for your back-to-school shopping, you can help other people in need as well. Look at Leanne and her cute kids, Charlie. 2 kids, Charlie and Ashley, as a matter of fact. Let's see how much money we can save on their back-to-school clothing. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Good Day Orlando. Bah.
Welcome back. Trim your back-to-school shopping budget. We're talking about some really great bargains.
Goodwill is a great place to find deals on your back-to-school needs, not just clothing. David's found a lot of stuff. He is at Goodwill in Orlando with a look. Good morning, David.
Hey, John, I tell you what, when you go to the store and buy a backpack for your kids, they can easily get up to $50. $2.99 here at Goodwill Industries of Central Florida. They have 28 stores in 6 counties open every day for you. And by the way, August 7th through the 16th is that whole week of tax-free shopping, so you can increase your savings even more when you come here. Say hi to Leanne. Leanne. We work with the Leanne. You're Leanne. Now, Leanne, let me ask you, how many dollars do you spend on each of your 3 kids for back-to-school shopping?
Generally, at least $300.
$300, okay, per child. So if you spent $25 to $30, that puts a lot of money back in your pocket. What would you do with that money?
I would take my kids to Universal because they've been wanting to go.
They haven't been?
They haven't been.
Okay, we just sent their kids to Universal this morning. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming out. You just got a ticket to Universal. Hey, Yolanda, how are you, my friend? How you doing? Step in between you and Lee here as you go through some of the clothes we found here for our kids. This is for our friend Ashley, who's going into what grade? 3rd grade, Ashley? 4th grade? 5th grade? Okay, 5th grade. This is adorable.
This is a dress here at Goodwill for $349.
$349.
$349 back to school.
Both these items. It's a little shoulder thing in this. Good for you. Sir. Okay, so $349 for each of the dresses.
Okay, and this we have our t-shirts for $149 and a skirt for $349 as well.
Wow, tees are $149, skirts and shirts are $349. Shoes, I will tell you, you got a good deal here.
Brand new for $366.
Brand new shoes. These are adorable for $366.
Yeah. And we also have kids clothes for little boys at brand new $349 slacks and a $349 t-shirt.
That's amazing.
$349 shirt.
It's not just money back in your pocket. You're helping other folks, Lee, aren't you?
Yeah. We take your donations and we sell them to make revenue for job training and job placement all through Central Florida.
Hashtag everyone wins. What are you holding there, by the way?
One of her shirts over there.
Yeah. But that red tag. Show us that red tag.
50% off. Where's the red tag?
There it is. When you see a red tag on an item here, it's 50% off that price. It's already very affordable. That knocks it down even more. Boy, I tell you, the website's easy as well. GoodwillCFL.org. GoodwillCFL.org for all the information you need. But I got to tell you, Amy and John, you can put a lot of money back in your pocket. Thank you, Leanne, for your time. I appreciate it. Kids, good luck back at school and have fun at Universal. Back to you in the studio. Appreciate that, Lee.
Yeah, me too. You know how to do it.
Great idea.
Thanks, David. We'll be right back here on Good Day.
You're watching Good Day Orlando on Fox 35.
And we're back. It is now 9:31. We have a jam-packed, great half hour for you on Good Day Orlando. I'm Amy Caulfield.
And I'm John Brown. Let's get you to the headlines. First of all, this morning we start with this. The search continues at this hour for missing 14-year-olds Austin Stefanos and Perry Cohen. They were last seen on Friday leaving for a fishing trip. The teenagers from Jupiter, well, their boat was found capsized yesterday morning. Now the Coast Guard says they are expanding their search efforts by water and by air.
One person is in critical condition after getting shot during a home invasion. This happened in Altamont Springs. Police say 2 men kicked in the door of an apartment on Destiny Road. Happened about 3:30 yesterday afternoon. 2 people were in there at the time. Both of the suspects got away.
And former Florida governor and Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush is in Central Florida once again today. He's going to hold a meet and greet this afternoon for Central Florida pastors. That's going to take place at 12:30 at Centro Internacional de la Familia on Goldenrod. After that, the former governor is going to tour a small business and host a town hall meeting in Longwood at 3 p.m. at Longwood Events and Rentals. He'll also host a meet and greet in Maitland at 4 p.m. at Venue on the Lake Maitland Civic Center. Busy day, yeah. Time now for this morning's business headlines. Joining us live from the Fox Business Network studios is Adam Shapiro. We haven't seen him in months. Since then, the market's gone crazy. So maybe you'll bring some sanity back to what's going on today. What's up today, Adam?
Oh, don't put that pressure on me. It's not looking pretty right now. We're already down 120 points in the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes of trading. A lot of this has to do with the sell-off that took place in China. One of the key markets there, major index down 8.5%. Biggest single daily drop in China in 8 years. Government expected to step in China and prop that market up, but right now investors in the United States worried, so we continue the sell-off that we all got a taste of last week, which means we have to work a couple years extra because our 401ks right. are not liking the sell-off.
We're never going to quit working. Adam, you should know that by now.
Never.
All right, let's talk about Fiat Chrysler. Man, they got hit with a big-time fine. So what's going on here?
Okay, the fine itself is a record, $105 million, $70 million cash up front, $20 million to essentially reform and rectify the problems they have with their recall program, $15 million off to the side because they're going to impose a 4-year monitoring program. If they don't do what they're supposed to do, that $15 million gets lost. But they have to buy back some of almost 500,000 Dodge Ram pickup trucks. That alone could cost a couple of $1 billion. In addition, they have to offer financial incentive to Jeep and Jeep Liberty owners going back to 1993. Not everybody, but it involves fuel tanks that had some problems. Some of them were fixed, some were not. So they have to do a cash incentive to get people to come in and fix them, or possibly use that cash incentive as a voucher towards the purchase of a new vehicle. At the end of the day, it's going to cost Chrysler billions of dollars to comply.
Wow. All right, Adam. Always good to see you. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Good to see you.
9:34
Have a good Monday
here on Good Day, and you too. So how's Monday shaping up here, Jamie King?
So far, so good, John. The rain starting to break out in spots. I got your weather radar picture here forthcoming. Let's update you on temperatures first out of the gate with broad scale 70s and 80s, low end 80s in a lot of spots now. It is real humid and thick out there, real tropical the local air mass is. So again, that rising rain chance between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. And I think we're on par with that. 60% are on those chances. Here's what I'm talking about. Rain breaking out now north of Leesburg. We've got some stuff coming in toward the I-4 corridor rising up from the south. Real thick out here. Got low pressure circulating, a weak low, kind of a mid-level feature just off to the west coast, and over the eastern Gulf outside of our state. So again, we'll continue to see the moisture ramp up right now around Umatilla and in some of the outskirts around that particular area. A lot of rural open country back through here. So again, appreciable rains, yes, affecting population, kind of, sort of. I think more of us see that rain chance as we get into the afternoon hours at about 60%. So keep that in mind. Not everyone sees raindrops, but a good bulk of folks will. And that rain chance at about 50% through the extended period. By Sunday, 90. Chance of rain there at 50%. That's your forecast. Amy, to you.
All right, thanks, Jamie. Well, even though most parents won't admit it, some have a favorite child, right? Well, what happens when the child has a favorite parent? You know, it's not easy for the mom or the dad who is considered the second favorite, but experts say you shouldn't take it personally. Joining us this morning to talk more about it, psychotherapist Janie Lacey. Great to see you as always. Thanks for coming to visit us this morning. Okay, so this is a hot topic because I don't think a lot of parents think about this, or maybe they just kind of put it in the back of their minds. They do perhaps have that favorite child syndrome where they're like, oh, this child is always the best behaved. But what do you do when your child clearly has a favorite parent and they're not afraid to tell you? Right?
The first thing to do is just to let it be. It's very normal, and any family situation, as you said, will tend to think of us having a favorite child.
Right.
But it's very normal that a child gravitates and attaches to one parent. We have different personalities, we have different ways of doing things, and in family structures, there's usually one person that has more of a disciplinary approach, and one's more flexible and lets things slide. And when you think about when we were a child, that we tend to go towards the one that will be a little bit more flexible. So it's very normal to have it in family systems.
Or we would try to play them against each other. Well, dad said it was okay. Well, mom said it was okay. That's the terrible things that kids do, right? Jamie, let's talk about what, as a parent, you should do if you are maybe the second favorite, or you think you're the second favorite. How do you go about this?
The first thing is to know that your job is to parent. Okay. And that means that it's not the child's job to affirm you and to make you feel good. So to know your role first. And then secondly is to find other ways to attach to your child. The other parent may do things differently. So you're not going to be that parent. So if it's you finding different things that they enjoy to do with you, you want to maximize that, or do small things on a daily basis that find meaning and they enjoy doing with you. But it's important that you do have a little bit of fun and some flexibility so they do relate with you on a different scale. They may not relate with you the way that they relate with the other parent, but it is important that they have a good, healthy attachment with the second favorite parent.
You don't always want to be known as the disciplinarian or the mean one, or right? Yeah, that's not a good reputation to have.
It's not a good reputation, but we need that in family systems. So you need the structure and the discipline, but you don't want to be so rigid where you're constantly criticizing versus really coaching them and educating them, and things can be fun, especially depending on their age.
It's about balance.
It's about balance.
This next issue, I think, is another big one that we often see, especially when you have this dynamic in the family, is that the one parent, they get animosity against the other parent because they're like, well, gosh, how come you're the favorite? What am I doing wrong? And that can cause friction, right?
There is a dark side to the favoritism of being a second parent, and sometimes we'll see that coming in contentious divorce when that's a hotbed for situation to be taken advantage of, where the child can be more than an object, so to speak, and they're using that type of attachment to them to compete with the other parent. So it can be unhealthy in certain situations when the parents are not together and they're having some type of struggle, or they're separated or going through a divorce. So again, it's very sticky in those situations.
And don't be afraid to seek help. If you're having this dynamic, if you have, on the one case, the dad is saying, why am I always a disciplinarian? Well, how can we? Family counseling is perfect for situations like these.
Right. Parent alienation tends to happen sometimes in divorce situations or separation, where the least favorite parent kind of gets pushed to the side, and the flexible parent, the one that has more fun. So having an objective person, a family counselor, come in and kind of balance things out and let you know what's normal and what's not normal, and how to kind of overcorrect certain things that could have gone astray.
Sure, absolutely. Jeannie, your website, please, for our viewers.
We're at lifecounselingsolutions.com.
Okay, always a pleasure, darling. Great
Good
to
to
see
see
you.
you.
Thanks. 9:39. Let's get it over to John.
All right, still ahead, Snoop Dogg detained in Sweden. Why the rapper is now vowing to never go back to that country. Plus, Kim Kardashian's idea to improve Twitter. Details when we check out what's hot in Hollywood coming up. And how about this? All natural and organic products for your skin. We'll meet the local woman behind Wildflower Beauty straight ahead on Good Day Orlando. This just in, we've new sound and video from the University of Florida, where shots were fired outside of a dorm room overnight. University of Florida police are still on the scene with police dogs looking for more evidence. They tell us the two guys got into a fight outside Murphy Hall around 2:30 this morning, and that at one point, one of the guys reached into his girlfriend's purse and pulled out a gun and fired a shot. Now, we talked with the student this morning who heard all that commotion. Here's what he said.
I was like kind of half asleep. I'd gone to bed kind of late because I'd stayed up watching TV, and I heard people like shouting outside, and then I heard the gunshots, and I've never really heard gunshots before, so I wasn't really sure what it was, but I knew like something was weird, and I heard people like running and yelling, and then police cars went by a couple minutes later.
The good news is nobody was hurt. Police arrested the guy who fired the shot. He's facing several charges, along with his girlfriend, for carrying the gun on campus. Amy, over to you.
All right, thank you, John. Beauty turned business. A local woman creates a skincare line, and now she's got a brand new store filled with her own all-natural and organic products. We're joined this morning by Jessica Collins. She's the owner of Wildflower Beauty by Jessica, and it's in downtown Winter Garden. Great to see you again. Thanks for coming back to visit us.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, downtown Winter Garden, what a great place to start a business. It is beautiful there and really bustling right now.
Yes, it is. It's definitely growing. I actually live in Winter Garden, and I've been there for almost 3 years. It's just a great town.
It is, and it's amazing to see the transformation of the downtown, isn't it? I mean, what it's been through over the last couple of years. So perfect timing for you.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me first of all about what that transition was like for you to go from selling online to a storefront. Was that big?
It was big. I was actually working full time and doing the business at the same time. So I was putting in 60, 80 hours a week, depending on the season, especially during the holidays. So making that transition was stressful and exciting, but also a big relief.
Wow. And we were talking in the commercial break. I was asking her, when do you even have time to make all the products? And you told me you take Mondays off to do this, right?
Yes. The store is closed on Mondays. So I make all the product on Monday, or sometimes I can make things during the store hours when I'm actually at the store. But other than that, in the evenings.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the products because it smells so good in here. I wish we had smell-o-vision because you would be amazed at just how wonderful this is. So tell me a little, what can folks find when they come into the store?
Well, there's a big variety between skincare all the way to bath and body. So over here I have a lot of my face care. We have face creams, under eye creams, masks, repair serum, and of course the face scrubs that are really trending right now, especially the coffee scrub.
Oh. Okay, tell me what's that? I'm going to take a look at that. Jessica. What is the coffee scrub?
The coffee scrub is actually full of antioxidants, and the caffeine in the coffee tightens the skin.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Wow, what a great concept. So how much research do you have to do to try to put this stuff together? I imagine it's quite a bit.
It is, yes. All the oils that I use, everything's all natural, 100% natural and organic ingredients. And all of those oils have their own benefits naturally. And so that's how I come up with the combinations of everything, is utilizing those benefits to the best of their ability and putting them in the products that they should be in.
Really smart. Okay, you want to come down here and tell us a little bit about some of the other things you have as I reach over there? Sorry about that. These soaps, oh my gosh, if you could just smell these. Amazing.
Yeah, so these are the bath bombs. They're great for all ages. Actually, kids really love these too.
Oh, I bet.
We have bath teas, which actually go into the water. You brew them in the bathtub. Bath salts, which actually balance your skin's pH, and they do a lot of really good things for the skin. And then a whole bunch of soaps, and of course I have the men's products. Can't forget about men.
Oh, yes. So. Because boys like to smell good too, and we like it when they smell good, don't we?
Yes,
that helps.
yes.
So this is the men's line over here on the end?
It is, yep.
Okay.
We have a beard and stash oil, which is very popular right now, a men's hand balm, and then also 2 standard men's soaps.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, and here's your website. So people can still buy online too, Jessica,
Correct.
if they would like?
Yes.
Okay, so just go to wildflowerbeautybijessica.com if you'd like to buy online. But go visit her in her storefront, because kudos to you. We love small business owners, and such a great thing when you're able to take something like this and move it into a storefront, and for you to be able to watch it grow. And so congratulations.
Thank you.
Great job. Jessica, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
9:47 right now. Let's send it back into the studio.
Very well, Amy. Good stuff. I can smell it from here. All righty, we got 80s for you now, guys. Temperatures moving on up. A couple spots still in the upper 70s, but with the moisture on top. 96% for the humidity right now in Metro Orlando. 100% at Jacksonville. So there's a lot of spots that can hold no more moisture, or they're right around the bend from that notion. So it's pretty thick and rather tropical in nature overall. Rain chance rising between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. And I think we're on track with that now, as high as 60%. With that said, not everybody sees raindrops, but I think the bulk of you likely see rain in some form or fashion before the day is through. You can see it increasing from the south, heading northbound, and a little area low pressure now, weak low off the west side of the state. Watching that, don't think it develops into anything. If anything, that counterclockwise wrap will continue to kind of inject moisture back across Tampa and send this stuff merrily on our distance here as we see the overall path on this kind of moving north and east now, and that's going to match up well with where we stand here in east central Florida. Looking at Alexander Springs down toward Umatilla, north of Eustis now in the area lakes. We do have some measurable rain now on the map, so it's turning a bit more active overall. And as we take a look at 4 o'clock this afternoon, decent coverage overall, giving us a good idea as to where we're headed rain-wise. We think it's a rinse and repeat basically every single day for the remainder of this 7-day forecast. As you see here, 90s for highs, 70s in the overnight, and that rain chance again, solid 50% as we close out the weekend. Next weekend, Sunday, highs there of about 90. Over to you.
All right, time to check out what's hot in Hollywood.
Some exciting news for Ice-T and wife Coco Austin.
Yeah, the couple is having a baby. According to Us Weekly, Coco is pregnant with her first child, but this is not Ice-T's first time being a dad. The 57-year-old has 2 other children with previous relationships and a 20-year-old grandson.
Wait, he has a 20-year-old grandson?
And a newborn coming.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, the couple has been together for 14 years.
Wow, 14 years. That's amazing. And Kim Kardashian pitching a new feature for Twitter. The reality star suggested that Twitter add an editing feature. That way people can tweak their tweets after they post them. Well, Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey responded. He approves of the idea. Seriously, people have been asking for this for how long? Like, just because Kim says it, that's all of a sudden they're going to do it? Oh, great idea. We never thought of that. Last month, Kardashian misspelled designer Giorgio Armani's name in a tweet when she asked why the company discontinued her favorite foundation. So because of Kim K, you'll soon be able to edit your tweets.
Also, rapper Snoop Dogg says he's a victim of racial profiling after being detained in Sweden over the weekend. According to People magazine, the 46-year-old and his crew were briefly held by Swedish authorities on suspicion of drug use. Snoop was in the country for a concert. He was allowed to leave after a few hours, but he did have to take a drug test.
Well, grab your boombox because we're going to take you back to the 90s with one
not?
of the most iconic musical groups.
They're back. CNC Music Factory. There they are. They've been hanging out at the theme parks. We're going to talk to them about their new projects as well. Straight ahead on Good Day Orlando.
Okay.
9:53 here on Good Day Orlando. Got a live look in downtown as we get your Monday morning started off right here on Good Day.
CNC Music Factory recording arguably one of the biggest dance songs in history. This song right here.
That's it.
25 years old. Hard to believe, and it is still played on the radio and in venues all across the country.
Sorry to point out, 25. The people behind CNC Music Factory here. We got Freedom Williams. You've seen him all over the place. And also Luck. They join us today to talk about all all their new stuff going on. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you making the time. Hey, man, I got to show you this. He's got all the stuff from the theme parks on here.
Look at that.
I'm band collecting.
So wait, sorry, are you on so you're in town for a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons is you're actually doing some sightseeing while you're in town, right?
Yeah, well, again, Children's Miracle Network, I had a show, and then City Walk, Fun Spot, Universal.
You went to Fun Spot? It's huge.
Huge. I brought like 10 people with me.
I love it.
Now, I know 25 years for these songs. I mean, they're iconic. They get played everywhere. Blessing or a curse to have a song that big early on, because, I mean, we still play it, people still talk about it. Blessing or a curse to have a song that big that early in your career?
It's a blessing. You can't really, I can still, I sent my son to Columbia, my daughter.
One song.
One song. Bought a couple of houses. I mean, it's tough to do the same material all the time, but I find innovative ways to do it. And I find ways to keep it creative. I mean, there's a lot of artists that are still doing it from the 90s. It was a very big era.
Oh, it was.
A lot of those artists are still touring. I mean, I do a lot of freestyle events, which I have a new freestyle singer. I do a lot of rap events. So it's a lot of different genres that I can be placed into globally. I'm going to Ibiza next week.
Wow.
Yeah, Germany. So it's a lot going on. That's
cool.
It's a good record.
Yeah, it is.
What is this like for you, Luck, to join up with this group and such an iconic song and to sort of to walk in these footsteps?
I mean, it's super cool. I grew up listening to the record, to the songs, so it's kind of surreal to actually be performing it everywhere and all across the world. And it's definitely, honestly, just practice for me as well, because I love being on stage. I'm a performer at heart, so with that song, it definitely helps me and allows me to show my true talent vocally and, as an entertainer. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, got about 1 minute. Want to get in a couple more things. So you've got an album coming out, right? Where can people check out that?
Yeah, actually, I just released a song called Trouble. It's on my website, ashleyluckett.com, or soundcloud.com/Ashley Luckett, Instagram, Ashley Luckett. It's all the same thing.
I love it.
But it's called Trouble. It's a really fun, youthful song. And yeah, we just released the video actually last Thursday.
Cool.
So it's on a few different blogs and my website. So
all
yeah,
right.
definitely.
And we would check out the Children's Miracle Network. What are you guys doing with them very quickly? We got about 30 seconds.
Gary Lawrence, a buddy of mine, and he does a lot of corporate events, so I come and support him all the time if I can.
All right. We have all the info on our website as well for those guys. You can check them out on your website very quickly.
FreedomWilliams.com, Freedom Williams Instagram, new music on there. Just go do it.
He's everywhere.
Yeah. Freedom, Luck. Thank you both so much, and congratulations on all your success.
There you go.
Freedom,
You got
Luck.
it.
It's so true.
Have a great Monday, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.